Listen to me carefully, because what I'm about to tell you is not just information. It's a spiritual revelation, a confirmation, a message only a chosen woman will understand. There comes a moment in every chosen one's life, a moment that feels like a crack in the soul, a moment when someone you trusted, someone you opened your heart to, someone you prayed for, hurts you in a way you never expected. And the wound doesn't just ache, it echoes. It shakes something spiritual. It awakens something ancient inside you. It awakens purpose. But here's the part no one ever told you. When a man hurts a chosen woman, he does not simply break her heart. He breaks a divine law. He steps into a spiritual consequence he was never prepared to face. And if you are listening to this right now, it's not an accident. There is something heaven needs you to hear, because what he thought was small, what he brushed off, what he assumed would fade, has now become the beginning of a spiritual price he cannot avoid. Via the invisible crime, let me start with this truth. A chosen woman is not like other women. She carries a different anointing, a different softness, a different purpose, a different heart. She loves differently. She forgives differently. She carries light in places other people only carry emptiness. Her presence is healing. Her silence is wisdom. Her energy is protection. Her intuition is spiritual technology. So when she chooses a man, truly chooses him, she is not choosing from loneliness or desperation. She is choosing from spirit. A chosen woman's love is not merely emotional. It's prophetic. It's restorative. It's destiny shaping. And this is where the invisible crime begins. True, because the moment a man mishandles that kind of love, the moment he lies, betrays, manipulates, abandons, or humiliates her, he is not just hurting a woman. He is interfering with her calling. He is wounding her spirit. He is touching what belongs to God. And heaven always responds, not in anger, not in revenge, but in divine order, because the universe does not tolerate the mishandling of someone chosen. Crescent moon, the pause before the storm, before the consequences begin. There is always a strange silence, a confusion, a fog. Chosen women often feel it first. Tell me honestly, have you ever experienced that moment where your spirit felt disturbed, but you didn't know why? Have you ever sensed the shift before you understood the reason? Have you ever felt the heartbreak before the betrayal was exposed? That's because chosen women feel spiritual movement before physical events. What hurts you emotionally, heaven has already seen spiritually. And while you were crying, while you were breaking, while you were trying to understand how someone could betray a love so pure, the universe was already rearranging the consequences, but you didn't see that part yet. Because chosen women don't see the storm, they feel the pressure. They feel the pressure. They feel the spiritual tightening. They feel the shift. Let me ask you something. Can you feel this truth stirring in your spirit right now? Sparkles, the man who wounds a chosen woman, see, there are men. And then there are men who cross paths with a chosen woman. These men think they scored luck. They think they found someone nurturing, someone patient, someone emotionally loyal, someone intuitive, spiritual, supportive. They think they found comfort. But what they don't know is this: they didn't meet a woman. They met an assignment. They met a vessel. They met a destiny shifter. And when they mishandle that assignment, when they walk away and return to chaos, when they betray loyalty for convenience, when they hurt purity with selfishness, they don't lose the woman. They lose the spiritual covering that was protecting them. This is the part men never understand until it's too late. When a chosen woman comes into a man's life, his finances stabilize a little, mental peace increases, direction becomes clearer, attacks in his life slow down, opportunities open, internal chaos begins to settle, not because she's magical, not because she is perfect, but because chosen women carry atmosphere. They carry peace, they carry alignment, they carry spiritual immunity. She is a firewall against spiritual attacks, a shield, a calming presence that repels the enemy targeting his life. But when he hurts her, he doesn't just remove her from his life. He removes his protection. He removes divine covering. he removes the blessing that was assigned to him. And that's exactly when he begins to feel the spiritual consequences. Cloud, the shift in the spirit, let me tell you how it begins. A man who hurts a chosen woman feels consequences in ways that don't always look dramatic at first. It starts quietly. He begins to feel restless. He loses peace. He feels irritated without reason. He loses the clarity he once had. People he trusted begin to distance themselves. His relationships start collapsing one by one. His confidence drops. The things that used to work for him no longer do. Why? Because he touched a chosen woman's heart, and heaven does not allow injustice to remain unbalanced. This is not punishment. It is divine recalibration. Have you ever seen this happen before? Have you ever watched someone who hurt you suddenly spiral in strange, unexplainable ways? If so, it's because once a chosen woman is wounded, the spiritual system around her shifts. And that man begins to pay the price. Fire the cosmic reaction to your pain. Chosen women carry a spiritual frequency. When they cry, heaven hears it differently. Your tears don't fall. They activate. Your heartbreak doesn't break you. It awakens your next dimension. Your pain doesn't weaken you. It summons spiritual intervention. A chosen woman's suffering is never ignored, never wasted, never unseen. And the man who caused it? He now faces a spiritual dilemma heaven himself permitted. How do you rebuild your life after losing the woman who was holding it together without you even knowing it? Because here's the secret. You weren't just loving him. You were stabilizing him. You were interceding for him. You were shielding him. You were his spiritual elevation, and he mistook you for emotional convenience. He didn't lose a partner. He lost divine access. Son, even a chosen woman rises, but here's where your story shifts. Heaven does not leave chosen women broken. Heaven breaks the woman open only long enough to reveal the power inside her. Your pain didn't destroy you. It awakened you. And while he begins to face confusion, loss, chaos, and regret, you begin to rise. You start to feel lighter. Your spirit becomes stronger. Your discernment gets sharper. Your dreams become clearer. Your divine gifts increase. Your calling becomes louder. The very moment he loses you, you gain yourself again. Can you feel that happening in your own life? Do you feel the shift? Do you feel the awakening? Do you feel the restoration beginning? Because chosen women rise in silence before they rise in public. And that silent rising is the part he never sees coming. Glowing star, the unseen hand of God. Let me tell you something sacred. When God removes a woman like you from a man's life, it's never random, it's never sudden, it's never without purpose. God removes chosen women for two reasons: to protect her spirit, to reveal the man's consequences. You think you walked away from him, but in reality, God pulled you out of the collapse he knew was coming. And once you are pulled out, what happens next in his life is not your responsibility. It is divine math. Just walking into a room makes the insecure uncomfortable. Just standing near someone makes their spirit react. Just being yourself makes hidden intentions rise to the surface. People either feel calm and safe around you, or they feel triggered and defensive. There is no in between. And this is why many of you feel misunderstood or judged, not because you did something wrong, but because your energy reveals what others try to hide. That's why some people secretly dislike you. Your light irritates what they haven't healed in themselves. But it also attracts the right souls. The ones who recognize you, the ones who feel peace near you, the ones who sense God's hand over your life. Star 5. Chosen women and men carry a spiritual magnetism. Let me speak to you directly now. You have an energy people cannot ignore. You are not a too much. You are not overwhelming. You are not a different in a bad way. You simply carry a spiritual weight that most people have never experienced before. This is why people stare at you without realizing it. Strangers feel drawn to you. Others come to you for advice. Some try to take advantage of your kindness, while some try to dim your light out of jealousy. But you need to remember this. People react strongly to you because your spirit is strong. Your energy is rare. Your soul is ancient. and your presence is divine. Stop shrinking to make others comfortable. You were not created to blend in. You were created to stand out. Star 6. Your isolation is actually activation. The most powerful transformation happens when you're alone. When nobody understands you. When nobody checks on you. When everything feels still and quiet. That's when God whispers the loudest. That's when your intuition sharpens. Your discernment increases. Your spiritual gifts awaken. Your purpose becomes clearer. Isolation is not punishment. It is preparation. And many of you watching this video right now, you are in that sacred season. You feel alone, but you're not. You feel lost, but you're being guided. You feel empty, but you're being refilled. Your spirit is being reset. Star 7. The transformation is already happening. Even if you don't see it yet, let me tell you something very important. You are not the same person you were last year. Not even the same person you were last month. Not even last week. Your soul is evolving rapidly. You've started noticing patterns. You've started sensing people's true intentions. You've started protecting your energy. You've started listening to your intuition more. You've started detaching from what no longer serves your spirit. This is not random growth. This is spiritual awakening. And sooner or later, your outer life will begin to match your inner transformation. The blessings that once felt far away will start moving toward you. The love that felt impossible will start revealing itself. The opportunities that were blocked will begin to open. God never changes your heart without planning to change your life. Star 8. And now, my beloved, it's time. If you are watching this part of the video, your spirit was meant to hear these words. Your season of confusion is ending. Your season of transformation is beginning. You are stepping into clarity, into elevation, into spiritual authority, into divine alignment. You are not lost. You are being led. You are not broken. You are being rebuilt. You are not alone. Heaven has been walking beside you the entire time. The path may have been painful, but the purpose will be powerful, my beloved. Before I begin this message, I want you to pause for a moment. Not with your mind, but with your spirit. Because part 3 is not just a continuation, it's an activation. If you are hearing these words right now, please know your spirit has been calling for clarity. Your soul has been craving confirmation. Your heart has been seeking direction. And today, you're going to receive it. Star 1. When God elevates you, He separates you first. Many chosen ones misunderstand this step, and that's why they struggle. Elevation never begins with applause. It begins with separation. Before God takes you higher, He removes the weight that cannot go with you. And often that weight looks like people you once trusted, friendships that no longer make sense, routines that drain your spirit, environments that feel too small for you. Habits you've outgrown, relationships without alignment. It feels like your life is falling apart. But in reality, God is removing what would fall off anyway at the next level. You are not losing anything. You are shedding. You are not being abandoned. You are being aligned. You are not being punished. You are being purified. And the moment you accept that separation is divine, transformation begins. Star 2. The shift in your spirit makes people react differently. Chosen ones experience something that others can't understand. When your vibration rises, people's true intentions reveal themselves. You become more spiritual. They become more uncomfortable. You become more intuitive. They become more defensive. You become more self-aware. They become more distant. This is not because you're doing anything wrong. It's because your spirit is awakening, and everyone around you can feel it. Even if they don't understand it. Your energy becomes too honest for the dishonest, too pure for the impure, too strong for the weak-hearted, too deep for the superficial, too elevated for the unhealed, too divine for the deceivers. Your presence now exposes what others try to hide. People pull away not because you changed in a bad way, but because they can no longer hide who they truly are when you're around. This is spiritual filtering. This is energetic cleansing. This is divine separation. It is not your job to chase. It is your job to rise. But to rise. Star 3. The weight of your calling becomes heavy. But necessary chosen ones often feel drained, tired, or spiritually exhausted. It's not laziness, it's the weight of your calling. Your soul is expanding. Your spirit is maturing. Your intuition is sharpening. Your emotions are being recalibrated. God is stretching you, not to break you, but to prepare you. Every chosen one goes through a season where they think, I'm tired of being strong. I'm tired of being the healer. I'm tired of being the healer for everyone. I'm tired of carrying so much spiritual pressure. My beloved, your exhaustion is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of becoming. Diamonds are made under pressure. Kings and queens are trained in silence. Warriors are sharpened in solitude. You are being prepared for a level of purpose that requires emotional resilience, spiritual depth, and mental strength. And God is building that in you right now. Star 4. Your discernment begins to cut through illusion. One thing that happens to awakened chosen ones is this. You stop believing people's words and start reading their spirit. You begin to see patterns. You notice inconsistencies. You sense manipulation instantly. You feel energy before you analyze behavior. This is why many chosen ones struggle with relationships. You can see the truth people try to hide. You sense the shift before the change happens. You feel when someone is lying, even without evidence. You recognize one-sided connections instantly. You read emotions that people don't speak about. Your spirit is too advanced for superficial people. And this ability, this gift, can feel like a curse at first. But it is actually God giving you protection before the storm comes. Star 5. The attacks increase right before promotion. Every chosen one goes through this moment, a moment where everything seems to go wrong, right before things go right. You face sudden conflict, spiritual heaviness, emotional instability, random fear, strange dreams, unexpected problems, fake people exposing themselves, energy, feeling off for no reason. These are spiritual contractions. Before a birth, there is pressure. Before a breakthrough, there is resistance. Before elevation, there is warfare. Why? Because darkness recognizes what's coming for you before you even know what's coming for you. The battle intensifies because your blessing is getting closer. You are not under attack because you're weak. You are under attack because you're anointed. The more intense the resistance, the more powerful the elevation that follows. Star 6, and then everything begins to align suddenly, without warning. Things start falling into place. Your mind becomes clearer. Your confidence increases. Your peace returns. Your intuition speaks louder. Your spirit feels lighter. People who drained you fall away. People who uplift you appear suddenly. Opportunities open that once felt impossible. Doors you didn't know existed begin to swing wide. This is the phase where God says, "Oh, now you're ready." Now you're ready to let go. Now you're ready to receive. Now you're ready to walk boldly. Now you're ready to step into purpose. Everything that once confused you begins to make sense. You start realizing, that situation didn't break me. It built me. It built me. That rejection wasn't loss. It was redirection. That delay wasn't punishment. It was preparation. That separation wasn't abandonment. It was alignment. That heartbreak wasn't failure. It was awakening. Your spiritual eyes open. Your soul expands. Your purpose becomes undeniable. Star 7. Your energy begins to attract what matches your soul. Chosen ones experience a major shift right here. Your energy stops attracting wounded people who need healing and starts attracting aligned people who bring growth. You begin meeting old souls, spiritual mirrors, divine connections, kingdom partners, purpose, driven friends, people who speak your heart's language, people who feel like home, people who don't drain your energy but expand it. This is elevation. Your spirit is no longer resonating with survival. It's resonating with destiny. God is sending people who match your frequency, not your pain. People who match your healing, not your wounds. People who match your future, not your past. This is the sign that your elevation has begun. Star 8. Finally, you step into your divine identity. In this final stage, the chosen one becomes unrecognizable, even to themselves. You begin to walk differently, talk differently, think differently, love differently, move differently. You no longer seek validation. You no longer fear loss. You no longer chase connections. You no longer betray your intuition. You no longer shrink your energy to fit into small spaces. You become whole. You become bold. You become peaceful. You become spiritually grounded. People who once underestimated you now watch you rise in disbelief. People who once hurt you now see you thriving. People who once overlooked you now wish they had treated you differently. But by then, you won't need them anymore. Because you've become who God intended you to be all along, a powerful, awakened, spiritually aligned chosen one walking in purpose, walking in confidence, walking in divine timing. Star, my beloved, your elevation has already begun. If you're still watching this part of the video, your energy aligned with this message for a reason. Your separation season was the beginning. Your awakening season was the preparation. Your inner shift was the confirmation. But now, your elevation season is here. You are stepping into clarity, abundance, divine protection, spiritual insight, emotional strength, inner peace, unstoppable alignment. You are becoming everything you were created to be. The old you is gone. The healed you is here. The awakened you is rising. The chosen you is ready. Nothing can stop what God has already started. My beloved, listen closely, because what I'm about to reveal in part 4 is not just knowledge. It is something many people never understand until it is too late. There is a spiritual law written in heaven that cannot be changed. When someone hurts a chosen woman, intentionally, repeatedly, or wickedly, they set a chain of divine consequences into motion, and those consequences are far deeper than the human eye can see. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what happens on a spiritual level when someone wounds, betrays, lies to, abandons, or manipulates a chosen woman of God. But before we go deeper, pause for a second, take a breath, and let your spirit open, because this message is about to hit places inside you that you didn't even know were still healing. Star 1. A chosen woman is not ordinary. She is spiritually covered. People often mistake a chosen woman for someone fragile, emotional, soft, or easy to hurt. They think she is gentle because she is weak. They think she is forgiving because she is naive. They think she loves deeply because she is desperate. But the truth is, a chosen woman is gentle because she carries divine energy. She is forgiving because she understands spiritual law. She loves deeply because she is connected to God's heart. Her softness is not weakness. Her silence is not lack of awareness. Her patience is not stupidity. Everything about her, her intuition, her empathy, her heart, her vision, is connected to heaven. And when someone hurts her, they are not just hurting a woman, they are interfering with a divine assignment. Heaven takes that personally. Star 2. When someone hurts a chosen woman, her spirit sends a signal to heaven. A chosen woman's pain is not like others' pain. Her tears are recorded. Her heartbreak is witnessed. Her disappointment is measured. Her suffering is seen by God Himself. When she cries, the spiritual realm shifts. When she is betrayed, heaven takes note. When she is used, angels observe. When she is mistreated, God steps in. Let me say this clearly. When someone hurts a chosen woman, they do not just hurt her. They offend heaven, and heaven always responds. Always. Have you ever noticed that when someone wrongs you, something in your spirit feels like it has been reported? Like heaven knows. Like something is being written down, like justice is already being prepared. That is not your imagination. That is divine surveillance. Star 3. The energy of a chosen woman rebounds. Chosen ones carry powerful energy. Their presence heals. Their heart uplifts. Their soul awakens people. Their love transforms. So when someone mistreats that kind of spirit, there is always a rebound, a spiritual backlash. This is how spiritual law works. What they sent toward her returns back to them. What they tried to break in her breaks something inside them. Hey. What they lied about comes back to expose them. What they took from her is taken from their life in another form. This is not revenge. This is spiritual correction. This is divine balance. This is you reap what you sow, energy coming back full circle. So when someone wounds a chosen woman, they don't escape it. The energy returns to its source every single time. Star 4. God allows their life to shake so they can learn the lesson. Here's something people don't talk about. When someone hurts a chosen woman, God doesn't always strike immediately. Sometimes he waits. He allows the person time to change, time to reflect, time to understand the gravity of their actions. But if they continue in their disrespect, if they continue in their deception, if they continue taking advantage of her humility, then God allows their life to shake. Not to destroy them, but to warn them. Suddenly they face financial instability, emotional emptiness, relationship breakdowns, inner guilt, confusion, constant stress, unexpected losses, doors, closing opportunities falling through, and they don't understand why, but heaven does. This is what happens when someone plays with a divine vessel. Star 5. The woman they expected to stay becomes the woman who walks away. A chosen woman will tolerate, forgive, pray through, try to understand, try to fix, try to hold on. But when she is done spiritually, not just emotionally. And that level of a done is irreversible. When a chosen woman walks away, she walks away with peace. But the person who hurt her walks away with consequences. Because she wasn't just another woman, she was a lesson, she was a blessing, she was a guide, she was protection, she was light. She was light. Chosen woman is often the best spiritual connection a person will ever have. So when she leaves, they don't just lose her, they lose the spiritual covering that came with her. They lose the peace she brought, the balance she offered, the healing she carried, the intuition she shared, the protection she provided. And that loss hits harder than they ever expected. Star 6. Their spirit begins to feel the absence of her light. One of the heaviest spiritual consequences is this. When a chosen woman disconnects, her absence becomes a void. Her silence becomes loud. Her silence becomes loud. Her distance becomes painful. Her energy becomes mist. Her love becomes irreplaceable. Her presence becomes unforgettable. They try to fill the void with distractions, other people, temporary thrills, ego boosts, impulse decisions, empty relationships, material pleasures, noise, but nothing works. Because her energy was not physical, it was spiritual. Spiritual energy cannot be replaced with earthly substitutes. They begin to realize it wasn't her body, it was her spirit. It wasn't her attention, it was her presence. It wasn't her loyalty, it was her heart. It wasn't the connection, it was the divine covering behind it. This realization hits them slowly, painfully, deeply, and by the time they realize it, she's already healed, she's already rising, she's already gone. Star 7. God begins restoring the chosen woman in front of those who hurt her. This is the most powerful part of spiritual consequence. Not only does God remove her from the situation, he elevates her in the presence of those who misused her. She starts glowing, she starts building, she starts building. She starts growing, she starts attracting better, she starts receiving blessings, she starts walking in favor. Her spirit becomes stronger, her intuition becomes sharper, her confidence becomes unshakable, her energy becomes radiant. And the very people who hurt her start watching from a distance. They see her transformation, but can no longer reach her. Her elevation becomes their lesson, her healing becomes their revelation, her success becomes their reminder. You mishandled someone protected. No matter what they try to do, God does not allow them back into her life because he has already seen their intentions. Star 8. My beloved, the most powerful consequence is this. She becomes untouchable. Once a chosen woman has been wounded deeply and healed completely, she becomes spiritually untouchable. She carries wisdom. She carries discernment. She carries boundaries. She carries awareness. She carries awareness. She carries divine confidence. She carries the lessons she learned. She carries God's protection on a higher level. She knows pain. She knows betrayal. She knows manipulation. She knows lies. So she no longer tolerates anything that resembles it. And when someone mistreats a chosen woman, they do not just lose a person. They lose peace, divine protection, spiritual covering, emotional grounding, healing energy. The one soul who saw their potential, the love that could have elevated them, the presence that was meant to guide them. And here's the truth. They don't realize what they had until God removes her ritter. Then they feel the weight of the void, a void that cannot be filled with any other connection. Star 4. But God doesn't let a chosen woman stay in pain. Many of you listening right now have carried pain for too long. Pain you didn't deserve, pain you didn't cause, pain you didn't cause, pain you didn't ask for, pain you quietly endured. Some of you cried silently. Some of you forgave too much. Some of you believed too deeply. Some of you held on longer than you should have. Some of you kept giving even when it drained your soul. But hear me, God saw everything. Everything. He saw the nights you prayed through heartbreak. He saw the moments you held your tears in public. He saw the times you were strong for everyone except yourself. He saw the betrayals you didn't talk about. He saw the disrespect you tolerated with grace. He saw the love you gave without boundaries. He saw the apologies you never received. And now he is stepping in, not to punish you, not to shame you, not to leave you wounded, but to restore you. 5. The divine reversal begins with unexplained blessings. This is the part that your spirit needs to hear. When a chosen woman is hurt, God does not simply heal her, He elevates her. He lifts her up in ways the enemy never expected. He blesses her in places she once felt empty. He rewards her for every tear she cried in silence. This is why chosen women experience financial breakthroughs out of nowhere, sudden spiritual clarity, divine opportunities appearing, unexpectedly new connections that honor them, peace that feels supernatural emotional strength, that feels brand new favor in unexpected situations. Creativity and purpose exploding from within, because God is not only healing her, He is compensating her. Everything she lost will be restored. Everything she gave will return multiplied. Everything she prayed for will show up at the right time. Have you started feeling new energy lately? New signs, new direction, new beginnings? That is your confirmation. Your divine reversal is already in motion. 6. God makes her glow in the presence of those who betrayed her. This is the part that always confuses people. The very ones who hurt her end up witnessing her transformation. They see her glow. They see her rising. They see her stepping into purpose. They see her healing beautifully. They see her attracting what they could not give. They see her stepping into alignment. They see the peace they tried to steal. It bothers their spirit. It shakes their ego. It exposes their intentions. It reveals their immaturity. It confronts their shadows. Because now they must face the truth. They lost access to someone who was sent to transform their life. And God makes sure they cannot interrupt her elevation. 7. A chosen woman's breakthrough always affects her entire bloodline. This part is powerful. Listen carefully. When a chosen woman breaks a cycle, she doesn't break it for herself alone. She breaks it for her children, for her future family, for her lineage, for generations after her. Her healing heals the bloodline. Her strength strengthens the women that come after her. Her wisdom becomes ancestral protection. Her resilience becomes generational armor. She becomes a matriarch of change, a carrier of blessings, a defender of divine order. This is why her breakthrough matters. It's not just personal, it's prophetic. 8. And finally, God positions her for a love that honors her. A chosen woman never loses love. She is redirected to divine love. God removes the one who mishandled her so He can prepare her for someone who will cherish her, someone who respects her soul, someone who honors her calling, someone who matches her energy, someone who values her softness, someone who builds with her spiritually. Someone who sees her not as an option, but as destiny. This is why heartbreak is not your ending. It is your preparation. It is clearing the space for the love God intended for you since the beginning. My beloved, you are entering a season of restoration, favor, and protection. God is about to restore your voice, return your power, elevate your spirit, strengthen your heart, align your path, remove your fears, bless your obedience, reward your endurance, exalt your name, rebuild your confidence, fill your life with divine connections. Your tears were seeds, your heartbreak was training, your suffering was preparation, your pain was purification, Your loss was a redirection. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was forgotten. Nothing was ignored. Nothing was ignored. Heaven has already begun rewriting your story. Star 9. A final prayer over your life. Close your eyes if you can, and let these words enter your spirit. Heavenly Father, I lift up this chosen woman who is listening right now. I pray you surround her with divine protection. Heal every wound, seen and unseen. Restore everything that was taken from her. Strengthen her mind, her heart, and her purpose. Open new doors, new opportunities, and new blessings. Lead her to the love, peace, and destiny you created for her. Elevate her beyond the reach of those who hurt her. Cover her with favor, wisdom, and spiritual clarity. Let her rise with confidence. Let her walk in purpose. Let her glow with your presence. Let every weapon formed against her fail, and let every promise you made to her be fulfilled in your perfect timing. In the name of all divine love, protection, and glory, Amen. Take a deep breath. Your restoration has already begun. If this message touched your spirit today, comment "I receive it" below. Your confirmation is already unfolding, and if you feel led, subscribe for more prophetic messages like this. You are not alone on this journey. You are guided, protected, and deeply loved.